Good morning. I wanted to share just a little bit of encouragement that was given to me, and it really helped today. And then I thought, when I was thinking about it, I was like, well, might help somebody else out there. So that's what I'm doing today. And the encouragement was because I was about to be depressed. I just finished eating breakfast, and my son didn't want his. And so, of course, what happens? I can either throw it away, make him come back later and eat it, or eat it myself. And although I don't typically eat breakfast that early in the morning, I eat it after I exercise. I ate it and I felt really full, and I thought, but I need to go do my exercise, and I did it on the Wii, and I thought, well, I haven't done a body test for a while, maybe I'll do one. I was like, yeah, I'm sure I'm going to be way overweight. So I weighed myself, and guess what? Basically, I stayed the same. But after all I've been doing, I still have not, but it's okay because I did vary a little bit. It was like a 0.03 pounds. Just a second, buddy.
Did you know that a bug?
Hang on. Okay, so because I was thinking, the thought came to me, and I remembered, well, losing weight is kind of like stopping a train. My body has something called a metabolism. We all know what a metabolism is, right? And it's used to burning a certain amount of calories, and so it expects that much. So what's happened in this, I've lived long enough. Okay, I'm an old lady, so I've lived long enough to know. Well, in fact, we were laughing about that this morning. Let me tell a really quick story. I always think of stories. You can keep eating those until you can have those are your snack. Anyway, are the freeze-dried ones all sticking together?
Yeah.
You can pound them on something and make them come apart.
No, I'm not eating them yet.
Okay. So, if my metabolism is moving at a certain rate, it only makes sense that it'll take me a while for me to lose weight. Because although I did at first, and then I felt like I plateaued, and I was just waiting for some sort of sign, I thought, well, surely I will have lost weight by now because I exercise every single day and I changed the way I eat. But when I first got out of the hospital, I thought I weighed too much, and I was depressed because I was so heavy, and I was trying everything to lose weight, and then I wouldn't lose weight, and I wouldn't lose weight, and then all of a sudden I just dropped way down. Then I got pregnant, of course, so I stopped losing weight. But I thought it could be kind of like, they could be right, it could be like a train. It takes a while for it to stop, but once it levels out, once it gets used to what I've been eating and exercising, and I've noticed that the results of what I do kind of show up later. They don't show up exactly when it's like I'm exercising and stuff a whole lot. My weight doesn't change. If anything, it goes up. And then later, all of a sudden, it seems to go way down. And I have videos, not videos, but pictures of the girl I told you about before, about how when she exercised, at first, you have to work through it, because at first it looked like she was gaining weight, and she was gaining weight, but I mean, she looked a whole lot bigger, but that was the muscle increasing so that it could burn more calories later on, and then she lost a lot of weight. Well, what I'm saying is, I know that changing my lifestyle or my metabolism, how much food I eat and how much is required to run my body, is what's really going to make me lose weight. I don't want to do a whole lot more exercise, because if I do a whole lot of exercise, I've got to keep doing a whole lot of exercise to have. Well, it's just like a train. It's like my body will get used to burning that amount of calories, so then I don't have to eat that much. I have to eat more to lose weight. Did that make sense? you increase the amount of calories that your body needs to run, then it needs that much. Now, if you get more than that, it stores it in case something happens. And that's what happened in my case. It's like I stopped eating as much. So first thing I do is gain weight, but it's not because I'm exercising, building muscles. It's because my body's like, we don't have enough energy. Well, let's save it just because you might be in starvation mode or something. So we'll just save it in case you can't feed us enough tomorrow or the next day. Anyway, so it's actually my body being nice to me. But if I just keep this up over a long period of time, keep eating the way I'm eating and exercising every day, it's not really any big to do. I can do that, even if it's just before I go to bed. That's why my weight loss, and I can't really say, yeah, the secret to my success, because I haven't succeeded with it yet, but I think I'm a work in progress. What I do is I have one goal each month, and I focus on it. Then the next month I focus on another one, and it becomes a habit, so it just becomes part of my life. Things that I've done so far that I can remember. Some of them I don't even remember. They're just ways that I live, and they always were, but they were things that I recommended that were recommended by other things, information that I gleaned out of magazines, websites, videos, all the not trusted things. They have a lot of unworthy things and a lot of ridiculous things that were obviously ridiculous, but when I started seeing a repeated pattern of things, I'm like, they wouldn't say that again if people already debunked it. So what I did was no soda. I do not drink any carbonated beverage whatsoever. And I cut down on my bread. I haven't removed it yet. That hasn't come yet, but I'm going to try to do that. Try to remove bread because they offer a lot of wraps and different things, which is not refined flour and sugars and stuff anyway. And I do not eat pork. That's really a personal choice. And I don't really know what the health benefits of that are, but I know that I'm going to do it. Because enough people have shared stories with me and reasons why, that it's enough for me to make the choice myself. I apologize for my appearance. I haven't gotten myself ready yet. Anyway, the thing about the body metabolism being a train, and I'm not really losing weight or anything, but I didn't expect to. That's the thing, I always expect dramatic results because it says in 5 weeks lose 20 pounds. Well, I saw a video, another documentary, which isn't necessarily something to believe, but they said that show Biggest Loser, people were like highly obese that joined it, and they did all this stuff, and then they lost all this weight. They said majority of the people gained it right back, if not more, than when they lost. And so they say the key is to do things that are your lifestyle. Now, the reason why I stayed thin all my life is just because I have never been a big snacker or sedentary. I've never been someone who just sits around and does nothing, like sits at the computer or crochets. That's not me. But because nobody in my family does anything and they just sit around all the time, that's what I did too. And I started noticing, hey, I'm gaining a lot of weight, and it started getting to the point where I was like, okay, this change is really going to happen. And so first thing I said, I'm not going to eat like them. I'm going to stop. And I don't eat like everybody else around me, but I've slowly dialed back the kids' food, and I'm slowly dialing back because I want it to just be a habit that they establish for their lifetime. And I've gone back to exercising every day, and I'm trying to get the kids interested in doing that too. Anyway, so it's not something that's going to happen instantly, but over a long period of time, I'm going to settle into being healthy, and that's what I'm gonna like. Now, to say I'm not healthy right now would not be correct. I am healthy, but I don't like the shape that I'm in. It happens when you're about 40. Mostly you probably notice that you lose a lot of muscle tone. And I really don't like that. I feel my arms and my cheeks and stuff, and I'm like, there's extra fat there, and around my midsection, it's like I can pinch an inch now. I didn't used to be able to do that. So yeah, maybe I can't. Anyway, the whole point is I've lost a lot of my muscle tone, but some of it I can't get back because I don't have any control over those muscles. But I also saw another video of a guy who was in a terrible car accident, had a brain injury. And the way he developed it is he started out with what muscles he could work on. And he worked on those until those enabled him to do more actions, and you can keep, it's like a domino. It's like one, because, getting way too long. The other thing my father and mother mentioned to me was there was this really intelligent, or I don't know what happened, but anyway, the lady couldn't do anything, so what she did is she did what she could do. That was encouragement, I think, because I couldn't play the piano. But anyway, so the lady started noticing something that she could do, and that was earthworms, and she decided to do studies on them, and she just observed everything and write everything down. And she became a foremost leading expert on earthworms in the world, and because she did that her level of expertise in that area allowed her to be so much higher in other levels. And eventually she regained all of her status again. Or her ability, maybe I should say. Status is maybe not the right word, because there's connotations that imply its success and appreciation, which may never come. So they're not perfect goals or good goals to have. Speaking of perfect, I'm going to stop it at 12 minutes.